Welcome everybody to the not Monday night live stream, but that's the only intro I have, so decided to use it. I just want to thank everybody for watching this evening. We'll see who rolls in. We got four on in with us today already. I don't know what kind of words I'm trying to use anyway, but as you can see, I am back in my abode in Utah, back in the old studio next in my room, actually. So it's going to be lots of fun. And already been having a conversation with Superplex here. He writes, he's written a bunch of stuff, but he wrote, good evening, ENC. Good evening, Superplex. Glad you could be joining me. Didn't really have an agenda for tonight. I mean, kind of like I've been doing for the last few of them. Although we did talk a little bit about Kurt Cobain with his 30-year passing, but tonight is just talking, just seeing what's going on. My hat is so freaking crooked. I didn't even know it. And like it's backward in the camera, so it's kind of hard to. I go, okay, all right, there we go. A little less awkward now. But anyway, I just wanted to get on here, and we never really celebrated me making 1,000 subscribers. And now, to my amazement, I am up to 1,040 subscribers. And those 40 subscribers actually came pretty quickly after the 1,000. Actually, the last, like, I got to 1,010, and it seems like I just kind of stood still there for a minute, and then that 1,000 from 1,010 to 1,040, those 30 subscribers, just like boom, like that. I didn't really even do much. So yeah, anyway, so it's been really awesome here. We'll give it a few minutes. Obviously my travel was strenuous, and I love Tennessee. I still love Tennessee. I'd still, like to be there. If I had a magic wand, of course, I'd wave a lot of things, and I'd bring a lot of things into existence. But I would like to live in Tennessee. But it's been nice to be back here and see old friends and visit and just and anyway, I got back running just like the day I got back. I got put to work, so it's been really cool. And Superplex writing a couple of things here, right? Is this in the old house? Yes, sir, it is in the old house. It is. And on the road a million, you need cat videos. On the road to a million, you need cat videos. Yeah, I probably do. All right, and look who's here at Thrash Pondo Ponds. Thrash Pondo, we're gonna be doing our thing again, hopefully real soon. I just need to get a better schedule going for myself here and get our schedules worked out. But I am so glad. I'm glad you couldn't miss your 1K event subscription. All right, and looks like also. Well, thank you for being here. And also, look who's here, watching while I work at school tonight. Oh, you're at school tonight. All right, okay, all right. What grade are you in? No, I'm kidding with you. Well, I love you, Dave. I couldn't have done this without Dave. I want to thank certain people as well. I mean, and Dave would definitely be at the top of the list of people to thank. He was the first person that had any substantial, had a substantial following that that was on my show. Like, he even gave me the time of day, and that was kind of like, really nice, because I didn't have a lot of anything, and Dave was the very first one to do that. So that was awesome, and I really appreciate Dave. I appreciate everybody who's on here, everybody who, like, just made the show and you participate. Superplex, of course, Thrash Pondo. I appreciate you so much and everything that you do. And let's see. Superplex writes, cats rule in YouTube. Yes, they do. And Dave writes, can't wait to see ENC and Thrash Pondo back together. Yeah, that's going to be really good. I've been a little bit more consistent with the live stream. It's been hard for me to make my regular videos, just because they do actually, well, Dave, as much as anybody, that even to like a short video takes quite a while and quite a bit to put into. And while some of it is laziness, just the other thing is just trying to wrap my head around it, and just wrapping my head around coming back. I feel like I'm in a better psychological place right now. There was the last year and whatever has been totally bonkers for me. I mean, completely bonkers. And I'm not out of the bonkers forest yet, by the way. My life is still just as bonkers as ever. But it's just been bonkers, and I've had a lot of ups and downs, and more downs than ups, unfortunately. So it's just kind of me getting my head back around. But I feel to a degree happier than I felt in a while, because I was super depressed for a really super long time. Emily Miller writes, "I'm here lurking." Well, I'm really happy you could be here, Emily. Thank you so much for showing up, and thank you for being part of the program. And Thrash Panda writes, "Can't stay too long. Just got home and making late supper for me and Mrs. Thrash. That's okay." Hey, everybody, just don't forget to hit that like button before you take on off here. And Sean Innes says, "Hello, all." Hello, Sean, to you. I'm trying this. I know, Dave, you like Diet Coke, but I don't know if you've tried this spiced. Don't try it. It's not that good, man. It's not that good. Anybody out there? I'm not a Coke paid advertiser here, but I didn't care for it. I just took a risk on it. I thought, zero sugar, whatever. I like their movie theater one. That was a lot of fun, but this one is just not that good. I mean, I'm still going to drink it because I paid for it, right? But anyway, all right, let's go. And look here, we got Terrell Bellinger here. "Hi, Ian's. Congrats on 1K subs. You deserve each and every one." Well, thank you. And thank you, Terrell, for being part of it as well. And thank you so much for all the great and wonderful questions that you ask me. You really push the show forward in a lot of ways, especially when you get to those dip places and you're like, "Oh, I wonder what I'm going to talk about for the next 5 minutes to see who else shows up." You have been a lifesaver to the show. And by the way, you're welcome to ask any question you want of me tonight. I am an open book to ask questions. I might not answer all of them, but you can ask, even personal stuff. I don't mind. We're like one big happy family, you, me, and the internet, right? Just name the topic, my brother. Like for the show. Well, I want to do, I've said this before, but I want to do a show on 900 numbers of the 80s and 90s, when people used to call them 900 Santa Claus. I did a deep dive one night on that, and I saw like a bunch of videos and old videos, just stuff I didn't know. And there's this one 900 number. It was so crazy because I just remember it. It's just nostalgia. It's growing up Gen X. You remember those things. And there's this one 900 number where it's just like, it shows people crying. Does anybody remember that one where it just shows people crying, and it says like, call 1-900 or 1999 to find out to hear a story that'll make you cry. Anyway, so that's kind of that's been interesting. And then they just had a bunch of them that I wasn't even aware of, these 900 numbers. And I mean, not just the naughty ones. We're talking like all the group chats and all that stuff too. I'm teaching tonight. I'm teaching ENC. Okay, cool. So what subject are you teaching, Dave? If you don't mind me asking, that would be awesome. Everybody ticking in. And Dave also writes, "Congrats on 1K. Thank you." Yeah, I was saying earlier that I got to 1K 1010, and then like from 1010 to 1000 now 40, like that just went like boom overnight. So maybe we'll be on a little bit of a roll for this. People just saying hi to each other in the chat. And let's see, Superplex ENC, you should do Unapologetics live stream. Yeah, the Unapologetic Geek. I would like to. I I've been on there before once, and then there were 2 times that he let me come on, and both times like I had to back out at the last minute, and I felt terrible for not being able to make it to the show. But they were just things that I couldn't get out of. And so I would love to do that. I'd love to be on Thrash's show one of these days. Come on, Thrash. Let me on your show. Let's do it. Let me know when you're doing it. And Terrell writes, 1989 was a huge transitional year for TV, as many shows that defined the 80s were coming to an end, while many shows that would go on to define the 90s made their debuts. Yes, and at the forefront were shows like Married with Children and Seinfeld, and then you had a couple of like Herman's Head, and just different things like that. I mean, it was just made a different turn, less preachy shows, less, we're showing this so everybody can learn to read, whatever, everybody can stay off drugs, and, just more, I don't know, more fun. LOL, the Bonkers Forest. Isn't that a Q Crash song? I don't know. I didn't get it from a Q Crash song. Is that what you said? Q. Oh, is that from a Q Clash song? I have no idea. I wonder how the construction industry is doing in Utah. Very well, actually, very well. The construction companies do very well here. That's part of actually what I'm doing. Well, I'm working for a startup company that's doing pressure washing. So that's what I am doing. I am landing clients for them and working, and then I'm also managing the social media for them too. All right. Fat Comic Book Guy, thank you for being here. He says, I liked. Thank you. Everyone like. Superplex writes, Diet Coke is good. I do like Diet Coke. Diet Coke or Coke Zero, which I prefer Coke Zero, but like I don't prefer it so much that I would turn down a Diet Coke. I still drink Diet Coke now and again, but Coke Zero is a little bit more my speed. I am still trying to lobby for new Coke. Oh, that would be an interesting show. New Coke, like people trying to rebrand products. I don't know if you remember, the new Coke thing and people trying to rebrand products back in the day. But I don't know if you're serious or not, because I just remember it being sweeter. That's the only thing I remember about new Coke. It was sweeter, because apparently Pepsi's got more sugar in it. Pepsi's sweeter. And so new Coke was sweeter. That's all I remember about it. I'm like, Zuper, maybe they'll come back with Zima. I did like Zima, actually. Zima was pretty good. That was a good drink, Zima was. I remember the commercials like something different. They had that Z there. All right, Sean Innes writes, Diet A&W is about the only thing I can stand until its aftertaste catches up with me. As far as diet drinks are concerned, or just all drinks in general, I'm not sure. I do like Diet A&W. I don't know what you mean by the aftertaste, though. Personally, I have not tasted an aftertaste, but I don't drink enough of it to really know or remember. What happened to your Christian school? I know you have spoken about that before. My stepdaughter took that over, and it got rebranded. It got assumed by a local church in the area, and she's now the director of operations, principal kind of thing of it. But the school that my wife ran, that kind of shut down and went out of business. All right. Barley's and James too, Emily. Yes. I thought 900 was for porn. No, they had other 900 numbers. They had like calling Santa Claus and group chat discussions. They had a lot of them. A lot of them. As long as Tab stays just a memory, we should be good. Yeah, I drank a lot of Tab in the day. I did. I mean, I was a kid. I didn't turn it down, but not a fan. Not a fan. I mean, when Diet Coke came out, and that was a switch. And then when Diet Dr. Pepper came out, now that was awesome. Diet Dr. Pepper was just the bomb. Teaching business administration services at a local technical college. Well, good. That is awesome. Thank you, Dave. Let's see. Depends on your definition of porn. I guess so. I wanted to take that year's talking about that. Unapologetic Geek. Let's see. And Tracy's here. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Tracy. Glad you could be here. And thank you so much, you as well, for helping with me and my channel and being a good personal friend to me as well. So thank you, Tracy. Let's see. All the more pleading a surprise if you can be there for a live stream. I'm sure Eric and Thrash are not holding a grudge of any kind. No, I don't think they are either. I just think that, I don't want something to come up again or anything like that, So anyway, all right. Dave says, got to roll. Duty calls. Take care, Dave. Love you very much, man. Thank you for everything you've done for me in the channel. I keep telling myself that, Dave. Okay, but I forget I've already said it by the next day. Okay. Superplex writes, can we agree that the old big three networks are on their way to extinction? Well, I mean, as we knew them growing up, I would say yes. I mean, absolutely yes. But I think they're rebranding, and of course they're streaming now, because you can watch like NBC streaming, ABC, CBS streaming, and I think even some of the other streaming services are owned by them, and they've just got their name changed. But I mean, television as we know it is bye-bye. I mean, it's gone. I don't even watch television at all anymore. Yeah, I can't even remember where last time I turned on like a television show. Now I've watched shows that have appeared on television, but they're all streaming. So anyway, I think it's going out. When we're talking about those TV people, first of all, I got to understand they've got like a lot of money and they've got a lot of resources and to hire talent. So for them not to jump on the streaming service, I think would just not I think that they would do that. In other words, I think that they have the ability, and they don't want to lose the money to be able to do that. So, but as far as like TV is concerned, it's gone. Lisa Fields writes, hey, Ian, just dropped by to say hi. Hi, Lisa. Thank you very much. And thank you for being a part of everything that we've done here. Each one of you are so special to me, and each one of you have helped me build this channel to where it is today. Sean writes, Q should have been an A Clash song. Oh, okay, A Clash song. Yeah, okay. I thought that. Oops, just kidding. Actually, it's their song, All Lost in the Supermarket. Okay. I wasn't lost in the supermarket, but I was lost in the wacko forest. People saying hi better. Let's see. New Coke was better. It's, you make an interesting point. I would wonder like how many people actually liked New Coke better. Like I don't know. I'm sure there's something on the internet about it. But that would be interesting for me because obviously they brought old Coke back to satisfy the majority of the old Coke fans or the original Coke fans. And it was just this overwhelming thing. But I have to believe that there are people like you out there who would have rather had the new Coke, or at least not have gotten rid of it. And yeah, I mean, I don't know why they just didn't keep it as well. Bring the old Coke back and keep the new Coke for people who preferred new Coke over old Coke. It seems that way to me. Some people think, I've heard this before, that it was just a marketing strategy, that they were just trying to hype up the old Coke, so they brought the new Coke, so then there would be this backlash for people buying the old Coke again. And Thrash Pondo writes, did you hear about the lady who went to the restaurant and left a $1,100 tip because she thought the eclipse was a sign of the rapture? When she was still here the next day, the day after, she tried to get her money back. Yeah, right. Yeah, people have done that before. People have sold homes and done all kinds of stupid things thinking the rapture was going to take place or the second coming of Christ was going to take place. Sold their farms and stuff, and it happens like all the time. And it's crazy because like apparently there's an eclipse, like I guess every couple months in the world, but like it only matters when it's over America, right? I mean, when it's over America, then it's a biblical sign. When it's over, I don't know, when it's over like Europe or somewhere, Africa, then that's not a sign from God. But when it's over America, by golly, it's a sign from God. Yeah. Let's see. Sean Ennis writes, diet drinks, yeah. Not a fan except for the root beer. Okay, I mean, I get it. I drink regular drinks like so when I was a kid, you like anything sweet, like, you don't care. You'll eat like, anything sugary or anything that tastes sugary. So when I was a kid and my mom or my stepdad had Diet Coke or whatever, because that's kind of what they drank, I drank that. When I became an adult or whenever I was a teenager and was able to buy things for myself, I would buy regular drinks, of course, like regular sodas. But uh, but obviously I've talked about this before. I gained a lot of weight and I cut back to Diet Coke. Didn't really solve the problem at all, quite honestly. But now when I drink like a real Coke or whatever, it's way too sugary for me, like way too sweet for me. So Terrell Bellinger is going to push the comments forward. Which short-lived 80s sitcom do you prefer so much better? Square Pegs, Double Trouble, It's Your Move, Second Chance, aka Boys Will Be Boys, or Sledgehammer? So I've got two answers for that, and the answers for that is like from what I remember watching and what I look back and watch now, and it's not too different. So when I was in the 80s, it definitely would have been Sledgehammer. I loved Sledgehammer. I thought it was great. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was a great move, a great show. And I just thought the humor was quirky and everything. When I was in the 80s, believe it or not, I don't think I ever even saw an episode of Square Pegs. Now that I look back on those shows and I watch them today, for whatever reason, I really like Square Pegs. I think Square Pegs is a really, really dynamic, very interesting show. Good storylines, funny, whatever. And Sledgehammer still good to me too. Double Trouble, I think that's the one with the sisters, the Seagal sisters. A lot of people don't know that those twin sisters are related to Katie Seagal. Um, and it was okay. I mean, when it was on and I was there, I'd watch it. It's Your Move. I think It's Your Move was was that Jason Bateman in It's Your Move? I remember liking that one. Second Chance, aka Boys Will Be Boys. I don't think I don't think I know about that one at all, actually. So anyway, so for me right now, looking back on it, watching it, I prefer Square Pegs and still actually really love Sledgehammer. I think Sledgehammer is really good, still really good for the time. Innovative, very innovative. A little slapstick. Sledgehammer, High Trail. We're just having conversation back and forth here. We'll see. Yeah, and Tracy's got a channel now too. Tracy. And then Tracy also writes, I'm going back very soon. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here's another one from Terrell. Which offbeat 60s comedy did you like better? Mr. Ed, My Favorite Martian, Bewitched, The Addams Family, The Munsters, I Dream of Jeannie, Get Smart, The Flying Nun, or The Ghost and Miss Murr. Now, this one, I only have a retro perspective because obviously these shows were out and popular before my time. But I do remember Nick at Night playing some of these, and I remember watching them, and I remember which ones I liked and which ones I didn't like, which ones I missed altogether. So let me just start by saying I loved I Dream of Jeannie. I still love I Dream of Jeannie. My Favorite Martian, I've never even watched one episode. I know what it is, I know what it's about, but I've never watched an episode. Addams Family, I like better now. But when I was watching it in reruns when I was a kid, I liked the Munsters better. It was just, I mean, I think the Munsters were just more kid friendly, and the Addams Family has more of an adult theme to it. The Flying Nun was a good one. I did like The Flying Nun, but I only saw a few episodes of that as well. And so it wasn't really my favorite. And The Ghost and Mrs. Murr, I don't even think I know that show, my friend, at all. So I don't know. I mean, I think if I had to choose, I liked Bewitched as well, but I think my favorite one was I Dream. Oh, Get Smart. Oh, God, I missed that one. Okay, Get Smart is hilarious, even to this day. I love Get Smart. I think Get Smart would be number one for me. And then I Dream of Jeannie. And then probably Bewitched. And then the Addams Family. Then the Munsters. Then Mr. Ed. And then, like I said, then the Flying Nun. And because I've seen it a couple times. And the Ghost one, I don't even know what that one is. All right, let's see. Funny how the FCC I can't even read that word. The switch from the free over to the entertainment to a pay to view platform. Well, it's the government, right? I mean, the government's going to do what the government does. They're not good. Anyway, not necessarily a big fan. It is interesting. You bring up a good point. Emily writes, Bewitched for me, then Get Smart, and My Favorite Martian. I should go back and watch My Favorite Martian. Like I said, I haven't seen an episode of it. So, I mean, it gets good reviews, and it seems like something I would definitely like, but I just haven't really gotten into it. I love Ghost and Mrs. Murr. I still watch it on Sundays, and the Addams Family. I'll have to check that one out as well. But you were lost in the supermarket. You bought that Coke Spice. He. Kudos for taking a chance on it, though, then powering through. Yes. Yeah. Well, I liked the movie theater one like really well. Like that. I don't know if you tried the movie theater, Coke movie theater, and then there's Coke Spice or something like that. I didn't get. I didn't. Oh, this is the spiced one. Short-term memory. Too much alcohol. Stay away from drugs, kids. Um, let's see. No, there's another one. I forgot what it was, but before the movie theater one. But I really like the movie theater one, so I went ahead and tried this one, and it's not that good. The movie theater one actually tasted really good. Kind of had like a popcorn taste to it. Um, Never heard of Coke Spice before. Well, it's out there. It's a thing. It's one of those limited things. What's your take on Quiet on Set documentary, which exposed the dark side of Nickelodeon and childhood actors? Oof. Well, good. I haven't seen the last episode of that yet, just because it's just kind of dark, and it's just. I mean, it's like I watch it, and then this it gets a little creepy, and it's like nothing I want to like think about. And it's nothing that I don't want. It's not like I don't want to raise awareness of the issue or anything like that. It just gives me like a really like bad feeling, and so like I just turn it off. I just turn it off. Um, but I think they should do one for Disney. That's what I think. Do one for Disney as well. So I think it's a good documentary. I'm glad it's out there. I'm glad people are watching it. I'm glad it's raising awareness, and people have known for a long time that that a lot of bad things happen to kids on and it has been happening for a long time, even before Nickelodeon. There are awful, terrible horror stories of that. And Crazy Joe Adventures, right? Congrats on 1K. Thank you, Crazy Joe. I am so happy you're here and so happy you've subscribed. Totally appreciate you and everything you do for us. All right. Let's see. Superplex. Oh, R&D beverage companies do is insane. All right. Got to split, folks. Congrats again, ENC. Hit the like button. Thank you, Thrash. We will be doing it together again soon. Teb, sadly, this has been going on ever since forever. Kids will always be subject to abuse. Yeah, there's a lot of bad things happening in the world. Now we can say what we really feel about T-Pawns. All right. Yeah. What we really feel about T-Pawns is that we love them. All right. Underrated short-lived 80s sitcom Jennifer Slept Here. Never even heard of it. Never even heard of it. That sounds like an interesting show. I'll have to look into it. As a matter of fact, let me type that up right now, because that does pique my interest. All right. Huh. Interesting. Has a very interesting look about it. Yeah, I'll give that one a try. Let's see. Of those, Teb, Square Pegs was the only one of those I watched. Well, Sledgehammer is really good, actually. It's a little slapsticky. And Lance Chafin. Hi, Ian. Hi, Lance. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of our community. Everybody's saying hi to Lance. And Tracy writes, I am so proud of you, Ian. Good to see you back. I'm glad to be back. And actually now I've been doing this kind of semi-regularly. I kind of wanted to step into it right away when I got back, but just because of work, I wasn't able to. But yeah, I mean, things are going well. I still struggle with the drinking. But I'm doing a lot less these days. So that's good. I'm trying to do it a lot less these days. But we'll see. Everybody keep me in your thoughts and prayers. And I'm still looking for true love, by the way. Really am. Really am. All right. saying hi back and forth. And Sean Innes, I had my attraction to Barbara Eden and Hope Long, but my favorite Martian is probably my favorite. Yeah, Barbara Eden. Phew, whoa, what a hot looking girl. All right, I think the best offbeat 60s comedy was Green Acres. Yes, I loved Green Acres as well. Green Acres was really, really super good. My wife and I used to sing that song together, the Green Acres song, except for she would sing the boys part and I would sing the girls part. We never did record it though. We should have recorded it. But we liked that song. But we were the opposite. I wanted the city life, she wanted the country life, kind of a thing. So we'd sing that song, Green Acres, and then we'd sing it back and forth, and she was able to impersonate the girl too. So sometimes we'd sing it together, and I would sing the girl part, and then she would sing the boys part, and then we would switch, and she was able to imitate, I forgot the actress's name, but she was able to imitate her voice and sing it just like her. It was great. Okay. Sean Innes writes, yeah, Get Smart too. That was a harder question to pick a favorite. Yeah, I love Get Smart. I think Get Smart's hilarious. I actually liked um, um, I actually liked the movie Get Smart. I thought the movie Get Smart was good too. Not the 3 movies that came out with the original cast, but the reboot of it. So what was movie theater Coke? It was just a Coke promotion. It was not that long ago. Maybe like within 6 months, maybe about a year ago. I remember buying it within the last year. It's just like spice Coke and stuff. It was like a new flavor, and it had like kind of like a popcorn, like a movie popcorn aftertaste to it. And I actually thought it was pretty good. I don't know if I'm getting the name right though, Emily. I thought it was called Movie Theater Coke or something like that, or Movie Coke or something. It was really good. All right. Terrell Bellinger asks, which Gary Marshall sitcom from the 70s do you prefer much better? The Odd Couple, Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, Mork and Mindy, or Angie? I would say Mork and Mindy for me, at least when I was a kid. Mork and Mindy, then Happy Days, then Laverne and Shirley, then The Odd Couple, and then I've never heard of Angie before. So that's another one I'm going to have to look into. Of course, when I was a kid, I loved Mork and Mindy, but what kid doesn't? I haven't really watched these ones as an adult at all. So I don't have a real adult perspective on this. I remember The Odd Couple. I didn't really think it was that funny, but I was a kid. Who knows what I would think now. I loved Mork and Mindy, and I did love Happy Days. I mean, I just loved Happy Days. Laverne and Shirley for me was kind of, it wasn't really that interesting to me as a kid. So, I mean, I didn't find it as funny as I found like Happy Days or Mork and Mindy. So, but I didn't hate it either. And I particularly remember liking it when Lenny and Squiggy were on, but because I thought they were funny. But that's kid humor, kind of silly, whatever. So Mork and Mindy, yeah, and then The Odd Couple. Who knows? I did like the reboot of The Odd Couple with Matthew Perry, and was sad to see that go. I would have chosen. I love Matthew Perry. Everybody knows I love Matthew Perry. Sad about his passing, but I thought a better cast choice, in my opinion. He didn't come off as the angry guy as well to me. He is too comical. And in the reboot, one of the guys that I thought would have been great was forgot the actor's name, but it's Dr. Cox from Scrubs. I thought he would have made a great whatever the role is that Matthew Perry was in. I thought he would have been a fantastic choice for that role, because he does come across a little angry, where Matthew Perry just comes across to me just too funny and too nice to do that. But Other than that, I liked the reboot. I was a fan. I watched it. Emily writes, Mork, Happy Days, Laverne Shirley. Okay, we have the same list. The best 1960s TV mom, Samantha Stevens, but the best looking TV mom is from Hazel. Oh, I remember Hazel. I actually did watch a couple episodes of Hazel on the late night Nick at Night thing, where everything else was then it was Hazel. It was okay. I don't remember the mom on there though. She didn't stand out for me, but I do I mean I thought she was great. I mean I thought the show was funny. Um, but I don't remember her at all. I don't remember it enough because I only saw a few episodes. I was super young, and it was late night, late night, Nick at Night television. Lance Chafin says now they have creamy coconut Dr. Pepper. I will have to give that one a try as long as I got it in zero sugar. Mark and Mindy, for me, Laverne and Shirley. Hey, look who's here, Danny Staten. Love you, brother. Good to see you okay. I'm doing better than I've done for a long time. It was a treacherous road there for a bit, but I'm back and I'm at least to a degree happy. All right, Lance, look at Shirley Temple, those short dresses she wore. Oh yeah, talking about the darker side of television. ENC, hope to see you next Sunday on T-Pon's live stream. I'd love to. Well, I'll have to see. I'll have to see. So if he invites me, that would be great. If he doesn't, that's okay too. It's his show. He can do what he would like to do. I'm not sure. You might have to be walked through how to invite people. And so I'm not sure he knows exactly how to do that, but it's actually really easy to do. And I would love to be on his show, quite honestly. That'd be awesome. Tab writes, Whitney Blake, the mom from Hazel, was the real life mom of Meredith Baxter, Elise Keaton from Family Ties, Blake and Alan Manning, Meredith's stepdad, went on to co-create One Day at a Time. Now, One Day at a Time was a show that I did watch and I did enjoy. ENC, will you be doing another 5 things you didn't know video? I mean, eventually I will, and I mean, it's in my heart to do it, but those videos that I do that aren't live stream or aren't podcasts, they actually, even though they're shorter, they take a lot of time to do. And as my mental health kind of recovers and I feel better and whatever, then I will definitely be doing that. I am doing a lot of stuff online right now for work. I'm basically an account, like a social media account manager for a pressure washing company called Dixie Rock Pressure Washing. We have a YouTube channel, created one video on there, and a Facebook page. So like the Facebook page and the Instagram, trying to make it. And I'm also helping do the actual stuff too. And I'm also helping build their clientele. So pray for me on all that stuff, that all goes really well. But I would like to do a 5 things video. I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was, but somebody suggested that I do 5 things about Matthew Perry you didn't know about Matthew Perry, and I would like to do that one. One of the things that almost got me out of retirement was Matthew Perry's death. I almost did a video for that. But I couldn't, I mean, I don't know, how many people know, there's a few of you who do, but I was in such a depressed state and so low that I couldn't really bring myself to do much of anything other than just function and work. But the one on Matthew Perry almost did, because I mean, Friends is like still in my top 3 favorite shows. I mean, it is in my top 3 favorite shows of all time. I would say Friends, and then I would say Arrested Development, and I would say The Office, and Rules of Engagement. And I don't know what the fifth one. I don't know what the fifth one would be. But if I had to choose four, that's four of them. I would choose those four, and Friends would really be about the top for me. I love Friends, and so I was real sad when he died. So I really want to do a 5 things you didn't know about Matthew Perry. All right, let's see. Tuck Graff, thank you for joining us. My favorite is Barbara Eden was the main crust on Andy Griffith. Yes, okay. Thank you for joining us tonight. And Terrell, do you know that Meredith Baxter and her on-screen husband, Michael Gross, shared the exact birthday? I did know that. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was one of the things that I had known. I don't know what day it is, but I always remember that it's the same day. Barbara Eden did the TV version of the Helper Valley PTA. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. And Tuck Graff writes, I'd say The Odd Couple. Okay, cool. And well, guys, I'm on Eastern time zone and I have to go to work tomorrow. So I will say good night to you all. Good night, Tracy. I love you. Bye. And let's see. Sweet dreams. Tracy Terrell writes, which sitcom from the original ABC TGIF lineup do you prefer much better? Full House, Family Matters, Perfect Strangers, or Just the 10 of Us? Perfect Strangers was really good. I really like Perfect Strangers. I did a 5 things you didn't know about Perfect Strangers. I loved Family Matters as well. I also loved Full House. Actually, I think Family Matters probably a little bit more than Full House. Full House was fun to watch, but it's just mind numbing. You know what I mean? It was just one of those mind numbing shows. Just the 10 of Us. I know about Just the 10 of Us, but I never seen a single episode of Just the 10 of Us. So Perfect Strangers, Family Matters, Full House, and then Just the 10 of Us. But I don't think I've ever even watched a single episode of Just the 10 of Us. Family Matters is a great show. I love that one. I just like the Perfect Strangers was edged that one out a little bit more for me. Cindy D, hey, you're here. Hello, everyone. I loved Laverne and Shirley. They were the Lucy and Edith of the 70s. Yes, they were for sure. Their antics were great. The oil and water relationship of Jack Coolham and Tony Randall was two masters working off of each other. Yes, and I know I'm not pronouncing Jack's last name correctly. I know Tony Randall a lot better. But yeah, it was really good. It had its moments. Just as a kid watching it, it just didn't interest me as much. I think it was a little too adult humor for me as a child watching it. And even as a child watching it, I was watching it in reruns at the time. But it was good. And then that was the other thing about the reboot too. I didn't feel like there was enough oil and water between the two characters. So anyway, all right. Let's see. Sorry if I'm trying to. Ian C, the next time you do a 5 things you didn't know, you should use a cat to present the show. I don't have a cat, so I don't know how I would do that, but I would love to. Hey, Hazel got on my nerves. I think it'd probably get on my nerves too, but I don't know. I mean, like I said, I only saw a few episodes. And Suplex, Whitney and Blake often played femme fatales, not mom roles. Hazel was a break from her wheelhouse. Okay, interesting. Terrell writes, which show from the 1970 to 1974? Oh, we're getting specific here. CBS Saturday Night lineup do you prefer much better? All in the Family, MASH, the Mary Tyler Moore Show, the Bob Newhart Show, the Carol Burnett Show. Oh, that's probably the toughest one because I loved all of those. I loved all of those shows, and I watched all of those shows. Honestly, I love Bob Newhart. He might edge out on that one just a tad, but I loved all of them for different reasons. I love the Carol Burnett Show too. I love the Mary Tyler Moore Show. I loved All in the Family. I can't choose on these ones. I can't choose which. I loved them all for different reasons. So yeah, those were really good. Those were all really good shows. Oh, she was Whitney Blake. She was Meredith Baxter's real life mom. One Day at a Time was based on her life with her daughter. Oh, interesting. Very interesting, Cindy. Tab, that question isn't fair. I feel the same way. It's not fair. There's too many. There's too many good shows. Mary Tyler, Zuplex likes the Mary Tyler Moore Show as well. A lot of people saying hi. Let's see. It was a secret weapon on One Day at a Time. Schneider was a secret weapon on One Day at a Time. Yeah, it really was. I like Schneider quite a bit. He was funny. He was kind of like the Fonzie of it, basically. Oh, Shauna Enos, Teb, that's another hard one. Probably MASH, Carol Burnett, Bob Newhart. Very funny. Let's see. What was that Dixie Rock? Dixie Rock pressure washing. Dixie Rock pressure washing. At some point, I'll leave a link to it somewhere here. Let me just, if you just go on Facebook and like the Facebook page, that'd be good. And then there's going to be a link from the Facebook to the YouTube, and then also to the Instagram. If you know anybody in my area who needs pressure washing, you know where to send them. Okay. Oh, he was going to do Love Boat trivia, but he held off. All right. Well, I hope he does. I love the Love Boat. I love Fantasy Island. Fantasy Island. Fantasy Island was really good. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was me. I thought it was, but I wasn't sure. Ian C. requested the 6 things about Matthew Perry. Yes. I remember that. I remember that now. Cindy D, 5 Family Matters was my favorite. And then I knew what you meant right there. And thankfully, we didn't have trivia last Sunday. Uh-oh. Why not? Are we thankful about that? All right, Teb. Which 80s network turned first run syndicate sitcom do you prefer much better? It's a Living, Mama's Family, Too Close for Comfort, Webster, Silver Spoons, Punky Brewster, or Charles in Charge? So It's a Living. I don't even know that show. Too Close for Comfort was okay, but just not my favorite. Just not my favorite. And I would have to say it's going to be a 3-way tie between Silver Spoons, Punky Brewster, and Charles in Charge. I liked all of them for different reasons. Webster would get an honorable mention because I did enjoy Webster, but it wasn't my favorite. I mean, I found it funny, but it wasn't my favorite. But Charles in Charge, Punky Brewster, and Silver Spoons, I just couldn't choose between those 3. Those are all awesome. And Tuck Graff says, I liked how Laverne and Shirley would hang out the window and talk smack to people walking on the street. All right. Oh, bye. Gotta run. All allergies are kicking my butt. Congrats on your 1K, Ian. Thank you so much, Emily. Really appreciate it. Sweet dreams. And you're right. Sweet dreams, everybody. So thank you very much. All righty. Let's see if I got any more comments here. We're coming up on an hour here, and I haven't eaten yet, so I might be ducking out here in just the a little sooner than the normal hour and a half show. The plane, yeah. I was going to say Pat Hingle, another good actor, but I knew that was the wrong Pat. All right. Was Oak the devil? I don't know. I'll let you decide that one. All right. Which TV show premiered in 1994 do you prefer so much better? ER, Friends, Party of Five, My So-Called Life, Sister, Sister, Ellen, Chicago Hope, Touched by an Angel, Babylon 5, or The Critic? Pooh, pooh, pooh. Friends, number one. Number one, Friends. Yes. And then I would have to say number two, The Critic. I love The Critic. Great show. And then number three, Touched by an Angel. We used to watch that every week. Well, every week-ish kind of thing, whenever we would watch it. And so Babylon 5 didn't ever get into. Sister, Sister didn't get ever into. After those ones, I'd have to say ER. I was a fan of ER for a while. And then never got into Sister, Sister or Babylon 5 or Chicago Hope. Never got into any of those. And I didn't ever really get into Ellen that much either. I thought it was funny, but I just didn't ever really watch it that often. I loved Ellen though, but I loved her stand-up. I mean, her stand-up was fantastic. I loved her stand-up, so I loved her. I just never really get into the show that much. So yeah, Friends first, then The Critic, then Touched by an Angel. Party of Five was a little too teen drama for me. My So-Called Life, that was good too, but I didn't ever really get into that one that much either. And I actually, as I look back on it, when I watch My So-Called Life now, every once in a while, I'll see a clip from it or something in a short. And I think I'd like My So-Called Life better at this point. I mean, a lot better than I did at the time. So that would be my choice. Friends first. Friends first. Did I make that clear? How much I love Friends? Love it. I love Friends. Let's see. Claire Danes, who had such a brief run on So-Called Life, had such a surprisingly successful career in motion pictures. Yeah, I love Claire Danes. And let's see. Down to the end of the comments, just finished binge watching Scarecrow and Mrs. King. What is your favorite 80s, 90s mystery spy show? The Equalizer. That is a fantastic show. Not the movies, but there was a show. I don't know if you remember it. It's called The Equalizer. He did stuff for Favors, and it was great. I also really enjoyed Spencer for Hire, and that was another really good one. But would that be the same thing? Maybe that's not mystery. Well, it's kind of spy-ish, but not mystery spy. I don't know. I think those ones are. I don't really remember Scarecrow and Mrs. King. I mean, I know that I've seen it a few times, but that was like. So I don't remember it enough to really say anything about it. And then Riptide was another one I really liked at the time. I don't know if it holds up now, but I really remember liking that show quite a bit. And so that would be it. All right, folks. I'm going to call it an evening because this food smells so good and I've not had dinner yet at all. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for being here, and 1,000 subscribers. Share this on your favorite social media. Let's make it 1,000 more in a week. No. All right. Aim big. All right, everybody. Take care.